Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So I go to bed on a Friday night, wake up on Saturday, and I'm seeing some green in the market. Bitcoin up again over 4,000, Ethereum 143, XRP just over above 32 cents. Boy, Litecoin sure is doing great, up 6.54%. And, you know, when we see this, we tend to get really excited when I go to the Bitcoin chart on the 5-minute. Look at that movement, guys. Look at that movement. XRP on the 5-minute. Wow. But guys, why are we looking at these charts on 5 minutes? I know they tend to look more visually appealing when you look at them on smaller time frames. But realistically, when we take a look at these charts on the daily, we're still in this kind of a holding pattern. And so this is not to say that you minimize the fact that on a 5-minute, the chart looks awesome. But what does that mean realistically? Well, I'm going to teach you a little something about charts that you may or may not understand. We use different chart time frames to plot out our trading strategies based on what types of traders we are. If we are day traders, we tend to use smaller time frames like 5-minute or 1-minute charts. Swing traders tend to use, hourly or daily. And for serious investors, people who are looking to hold for several months or longer, several years, we look at daily, weekly, even monthly charts. And so if you're an XRP hodler who has been holding for 13 months, or 8 months, or 7 months, it is ridiculous to look at 5-minute charts. That's kind of how it goes. Unless you are looking at something specific with a specific incident, as we know there was the announcement for XRP when XRP was being launched, and we saw some specific movement around that time frame within that. This is a daily, by the way, but just giving you an example, when that was mentioned, whatever time that was announced, if you zoomed in on a 5-minute time frame, you could actually see the momentum build around that day, and over those couple of days, we saw huge movement up, right? I think it was something like 300% overall in about 4 days. But that's just a point of interest. If you were a day trader and you made your 300% off your day trade, or off your swing trade rather, because it was over several days, you would have been happy, and that would have been good for you. But realistically, are we here to catch 300%? I mean, some of us maybe are, some of us are day traders, and yes, I do day trade as well, so it's not saying that day trading is not a good strategy, but for most of you people who've been hodling, I know I've gotten a lot of comments saying, oh, well, I'm too scared to day trade, I would never be able to, understand the patterns and the charts and when to get in, when to get out, and that's fine. You don't have to day trade. To be honest with you guys, I don't day trade cryptos. The only thing I day trade are stocks, because the stocks that I trade, I understand the charts. I've been watching them for months and years in some cases, and so I know them like the back of my hand, and that's the only reason why I day trade them. When I feel very comfortable with something is when I will day trade something. Personally, I think people who day trade cryptos either do not know what they're doing and it's like a roll of the dice, or they are certifiably insane. And I say that as a bit of tongue-in-cheek because the chart patterns are just so all over the map, and there's no rhyme or reason, and there's way too much manipulation, and in my opinion, there's no way to be a disciplined cryptocurrency day trader when the market is so fresh, new, and fragile. Now that said, you could assume that over the time that XRP was being announced and released, that this was going to happen. Nobody knew for sure, and I know some people made that trade. It could have been a lucky trade. It could have been that they had some foresight. I don't really know, and neither do you, so don't pretend like you do know. There have been other pieces of news coming out, and they haven't made the needle budge at all. So this is the thing with day trading, but let's just get back to this. So, Bitcoin on the 5-minute also looks similar, right? And we're starting to see some breakout action. Here's Bitcoin back on the daily. But realistically, guys, we need to look at the bigger picture, especially since we've been hodling for so long. So the daily charts are what we really should be looking at, and looking at Bitcoin, so that's XRP, by the way, and looking at Bitcoin in conjunction with XRP and what the market's doing, right? Bitcoin's kind of like the indicator, and I'd like to argue that it's even the leading indicator. As we could see, we saw a run up in 2017 before the bulls really took hold, and then we saw this parabolic move right here. Even in 2016, there was upward momentum for Bitcoin. Now, when you compare that to XRP, guys, you look at XRP, and realistically, XRP was stagnant up until this point here, early December 2017, when basically the entire market just shot up. Some of the more mature coins were kind of taking a lead from Bitcoin, and they were moving up slowly, like Ethereum and I believe Litecoin. Litecoin has been around for a while, so I feel like it has moved in the same kind of way as Bitcoin. more or less. And so here's what I have to say about Bitcoin versus XRP. Just put yourself in your 2017 shoes for a second. And if it were March 2017 and Bitcoin was trading around $1,000 and then several months later, it was trading at $7,000. In November, that would have been a 7 times increase over March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, over 8 months. Okay, now you go to XRP and you do the same exercise, and of course, XRP, this chart doesn't go back that far, but roughly it was trading around the 25-cent mark throughout this entire period, 25 cents, and then by the beginning of or mid-November or end of November, it was still trading at 25 cents, so a 0% increase. Nevertheless, look what happened to XRP during that bull run. Once the bulls took over, once the market saw that jolt, that amount of volume going in, people getting interested in crypto, we saw XRP trade to an all-time high of roughly $3.80, I think it was recorded. And not only that, over those 8 months that Bitcoin made a 7 times gain and you didn't see any movement with XRP, by the end of December 2017, XRP was the highest yielding coin percentage-wise, making something like 38,000% in 12 months. So guys, perspective is everything. You just have to remember that. Like, you got to think of it this way too, right? When you're day trading within a day. Technically, that is the definition of a day trader. You get in, you get out, you make your profit, and you are happy. And so realistically, right, if you had, let's just throw it out there, $100,000 to put behind a trade and you could catch a half or 1% on a trade, that means you're making $500 to $1,000 in one day for one trade. Sometimes that trade might even just take 20 minutes. But realistically, would you take 1% off a trade if you've held your position for 12 months or more? No, you're looking for way bigger returns, you know, at least 30, 40, 50, 60% in the stock market traditionally. I know with cryptocurrency, everybody's looking for more than that. So again, guys, the bigger picture, let's not get caught up in the minutia. This is why I usually look at these charts on the daily, unless there is some specific reason why I'm looking at them on the 5-minute. Now, that all said, of course, we're starting to see more green days as we're moving through 2019, which is good. When you look at these, so let's just take a look at Bitcoin again on the daily, and we're starting to see, so, okay, right after these kinds of moves, we're starting to make higher lows and higher highs. So, well, this one isn't higher, but ultimately we're moving in the right direction here, okay? We're not going down any further than this point here. In this kind of micro situation of 3,220 roughly, right? We're starting to see more upward trends. So we need to break this. We need to break 42. Ultimately, we need to dig ourselves out of this hole here, this huge dump that we saw right before Christmas time in November. But we're in the right spot, and I think Bitcoin is still the leading indicator in this regard, so we just got to keep our eye on that. But of course, Tom Lee has, whoops, no, not that one there. Of course, Tom Lee has predicted Bitcoin price breakout scheduled for August. And, you know, after this guy keeps saying that he's not going to make any specific Bitcoin predictions, he just keeps going out and making them. So he's looking at the 200-day moving average, which is an interesting indicator. Again, a lot of this technical analysis for cryptocurrencies in such a fragile space when we know there's a lot of manipulation, it's tough to say. We can rely on some of the indicators. Other ones over longer periods, you know, I'm a little iffy on that. What we do have to keep remembering, though, is not to get frustrated, not to get fed up with our XRP investment. Particularly, I know some of you guys have said, well, you know, a lot of these other coins are going up and XRP just keeps staying put. And after watching that David Schwartz interview too, it may have seemed a little contradictory that even David Schwartz was saying, you know, well, why? Yeah, I'm kind of curious why we haven't seen price movement. But guys, this is all a bigger picture play. Again, I'll link these in the description. Ripple Trading Engine and Crypto Economics Flaunted by BeachHead Executives. This is just a video game industry article. And A Jackson 34 at Jackson34_A. I have him on Twitter here. He sent me this. Regulations keep being proposed in different countries, and this one is specific to Canada here from the Globe and Mail, and Crypto-XRP sent me the same article. So, guys, things are coming. There is a lot coming down the pipe for cryptocurrency, and, you know, seeing these little mini breakouts, I get that we want to be excited about that. Let's just go back to the 5-minute. This is exciting. Again, this is exciting to see, but realistically, this doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things. It does mean much when you see this consistently day after day after day after day though. So just keep that in mind. But I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.